blockbuster successful movie, which is Red One. It has become Amazon's Prime biggest movie opening of all time, literally beating out Roadhouse. In fact, let me put it this way: this film made money at the box office as well. Now, I understand the budget is a bit high, but you need to understand a couple of things. This film was not even slated to be in the cinemas to begin with. Any money it earns at the cinemas is more or less like its own gain at this point. It's not really meant to earn the kind of money it's really earned when you look at what it generated at the box office. It's actually a successful film in every metric you look at it. Now, the budget for Red One is a massive, quite massive, 200 to 250 million dollars. It generated $175.8 million at the box office. Currently, I've already watched it on streaming in 4K. I didn't really enjoy the film. Honestly, I didn't really like the film. That's my own personal take on the film. I think Dwayne Johnson did his role well enough. Chris Evans was okay in the film. But the film really, it didn't have this coolness to it. Let me just put it that way. There's something about the film that just didn't resonate with me personally. But the reality is that it's a successful project because of the fact that it earned 175 million at the regular cinemas, and now it's on Amazon Prime. And Amazon is only going to make more money with this project now on streaming as it beat out Roadhouse to become the brand's biggest movie opening of all time on their streaming platform, which is fantastic. The movie stars Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock was the main star. You have Chris Evans. You have J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons is kind of like the Santa Claus. But remember, Roadhouse, even though that film had a lot of negative reviews, still got a lot of views when it made its debut a little while back. Red One was watched about 50 million times worldwide in its first 4 days, which is fantastic. In fact, they said that it had 50 million worldwide viewers in its first 4 days. This is a very good streaming number, and that's one of the biggest opening on the streaming service. In fact, not just one of these, the biggest opening on the streaming service. In fact, the number passes Roadhouse from earlier this year that was directed by Doug Lineman and stars Jake Gyllenhaal. That project pulled 50 million global views in its first 2 weekends. And a sequel for Roadhouse starring Jake Gyllenhaal is in the works as well. So this project is a success, but not on the same level as Red One with The Rock. The reality is that Dwayne Johnson's star power is a lot massive compared to Jake Gyllenhaal. People would more or less watch a Dwayne Johnson project, compared to Jake. So I can understand that. Now, the audience response to Red One has been very good because on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 91% audience score. And forget critics, because critics gave it 30%, which, to be fair, I personally enjoyed the film. So maybe genuinely the critics didn't even like the film. But whenever critics are hating on the project, just know it's not woke. I always say this: they don't genuinely dislike a project. They only dislike a project when it's not pushing a propaganda agenda, any of the woke nonsense you see in Hollywood. So that's my own take about critics in general. But regardless, this is a successful project, made money at the box office, and is still doing so well on streaming. I don't know whether there will be a sequel, but if there is, and if there is any announcement, I'll bring you guys the reports on this channel. But for now, if you've enjoyed this announcement, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Do follow us here. and also smash the like button. It helps with the algorithm, and I'll see you guys very much next time.